Rise and grind, everybody. All right, we are back with another edition of 30 Logos here. We're going to be talking about The Grind, a coffee house, with the logos that you see here. These were all made in under an hour, so it's kind of the theme I'm going for, just in one sitting, pump out as many ideas as I can. The bottom two on the left are bonuses for you here. If you guys want to see the process on how they're made, we can have another video on that, but I won't be touching those in this video. All right, so let's get to it. All right, let's kick this thing off just hot right out of the gate. We got a couple cup logos working. They didn't want any browns because they think it's overused for coffee, which makes sense, it is coffee. So I started using some orange, and for the text there, I wanted to give it like a chalkboard-like feel, which is very, things you see at a coffee house, a chalkboard. And then here I'm trying to play around with maybe adding a plate underneath to tell it's more of a cup. I didn't really like that idea. And then the Connecticut on the inside, they're talking about being local, and that's where I'm from, so I added a little local flair to it. Here in this next one, something similar along the lines of being a coffee cup, but I did it from the side because then you're able to tell it's a coffee cup more than looking at it from the top. And then here I just play with some other text. Again, this is giving it more of a fun chalkboard feel. This one, I had it in the experimental piece there that you saw in the beginning, and it's supposed to be, I don't know if you can tell, but it's supposed to be a coffee bag. And I think I could have done a little better, but like I said, I was trying to do all this in under an hour. I can probably go back and fix this up to add better shading or make it maybe even a little simpler. But the general idea was for it to look like a coffee bag. They didn't want, I wanted to try to step away from hey, this is a coffee place, so here's a coffee bean, here's a cup. The general gist of coffee is beans, cups, that type of stuff. So I wanted to step away from that. In here, I wanted to have the text on the inside of the circle. No reason really. There wasn't any. Yeah, maybe aesthetically it looks a little better than being on the outside, but I could be wrong. In the brief, we see that they wanted, again, that local feel. Like, okay, this is all your ingredients are local, so I was playing around with the idea of a location pin, and then instead of a circle, having the coffee cup in there, giving it that, okay, this is also a coffee place. Cheesy, but I think it works. And then these, you'll see the funny G ones, as I like to call them, I'm trying to go for I was really thinking of like Airbnb, where you've got the A, but it also has like a location in it, and it's also incorporating people somehow. So I said, okay, let me take this G, add that little tail there to make it more look like a G, and then maybe put the location pin as the loop of the G, and put that coffee cup right in there. So again, it's the whole thing of being G, the grind, and then you've got the coffee cup because it's a coffee place and it's locally sourced ingredients. So we've got the location pin, and then here instead of a cup, I was doing a coffee bean, or what looks to be like a coffee bean. I like the idea. I think if I have more time, I can play around with the G, and maybe I make a video on that if you're into it. Here again, another location pin, and in the brief they were talking about oranges and greens and other earthy colors, so this time I went with more of a green pin with the coffee bean as the circle. And this one was probably my favorite idea. Again, it was one of those experimental ones, like something maybe a little off the reservation, if you will. I wanted to take the coffee bean and kind of split it up, put grind in the middle, but it didn't look right, so I started adding, okay, maybe if we blend it a little better, add a little blending effect, that kind of came out weird. So I kept working with it, and now moving the text around, saying, okay, maybe that works. And I think that looks really good. It goes from that dark to light, feeling earthy. Here we've got another chalkboardy text. No iconography for this one. I wasn't trying to make this was more of a logo type over, a logo itself. So I wanted to put it on a green background, give it that coffee house feel. And then the same kind of text here, but just playing around with it a little bit, added the cup. It's got that sort of grungy feel, chalkboard stuff. Well, there we have it. The few logos that we were able to come up with in an hour, just really sketched them out quickly. Again, these aren't final designs. As you could see on the top left, those original circle cups that you saw me designing, I added just a little to the bottom so it makes it look more like a cup. That green pin with the coffee bean in the middle on the right under local brew, I added for the grind because I originally forgot it. So when I'm designing these, I'm coming up with quick sketches that I know in the future, if this were a real client, I would go back, I would make some changes, I'd find out where they want to work with it, and especially those funny G ones, I know I can make the G's look a little better. But overall, I'm really pleased with the way these came out, especially those coffee house ones. And I really like that left side bonus one with the steam there coming up kind of in wisps. It looks really nice, I think. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Would love to hear from you. And let me know if you really want to have a video on some of these, on how they're actually made, the detail that goes into it. It's a much slower process than what you see, obviously. So I would really love to hear from you. Thank you again for watching, and go out there and be awesome and make some logos.